Hello everyone, I am Blankera, and today I'm going to continue cutting out this art for a Shalom from Path to Nowhere rig. It's just looking at everything that I was doing before and noticed a few things that I need to go back and fix. First off, somehow, when I did the initial pass of that strand, I never did the lower part of, which layer is this on? This one. Yeah. It's like I did here, but for no reason I did not do here. I must have thought it was a different strand. I don't really blame myself. It's a really weird spot for a line, but I did verify it was on the original, so I guess we'll keep it. And I remember on the original here, it looked kind of like it extended out, but I had cut it off. And, you know, I think I kind of like the idea of it extending all the way out, so I'm gonna go put that back. Somehow I just completely forgot about this one. That happens sometimes. It's kind of funny, really. I mean, when you're dealing with just this much stuff, sometimes stuff like that happens, and I am drawing on the wrong layer. Shoot. Oh no. Actually, let's just back all the way up if I'm able to. Okay, perfect. I was able to. Yeah, that's not the right layer. I thought I had clicked on it, but I had not. This is the right layer. Okay, take two. Like I was saying, it can be real easy to get lost in stuff when you're dealing with just the sheer volume of layers and stuff you have to think about here. It's like I've heard art advice out there of, you know, use as many layers as you need. I firmly agree with it, but there's perhaps a little bit more nuance with it. Because with each one you add, ooh, you make things a little bit more complicated. Okay. Yeah, you just make things more complicated, more easy to get lost. And things just get a little bit unwieldy. Take this color. I guess it looks like it goes more straight, looking at that strand, although... No, I think it does both. We'll do both. We'll have a little strand coming out here and a little strand coming up here. That should be fine. Doesn't look like there's much line on the top, but I'm gonna put it there anyway, because I have made this decision. Okay. It is fine. Personally, I think this looks a bit odd, but I think it matches what was on the original, so I guess it's fine. Like, I really don't get this, but I'll make it a little bit more, I don't know, to my taste, I guess. As much as I do try to avoid doing it too much, sometimes there's things you gotta do. There weren't really lines around this part, so I'm keeping the line here a little bit more subtle, and I'm gonna kind of fade it off here. But I'm gonna keep a little bit of separation here. Just to keep it obvious which area's in front and which area's in back, and just a little bit more texture in the hair right through here. Make it a little bit easier to use when the time comes. There's somebody's even going on there. I'm gonna take another look at the original. Does it really look like that? Extremely hard to tell. I think I might be able to do... keep that color. Something like this. That might look a little bit nicer, because, I mean, the distorted pixels do kind of come out this way. I guess that's fine. I think that looks a little better than what I had before, where it just has this random line coming off of it. Yeah, I think that's much better than before. What a strange little strand. Okay. Get this line back on it. Here I'm drawing is definitely a bit more clearly defined. I think that's kind of inevitable, given I am the one drawing this, and that's just the nature of my style, of just very smooth, high clarity. But, I think it might also be good for the nature of VTuber models as well. I haven't actually seen very many that have, like, super messy, ambiguous art. I'm not sure if that's just a coincidence, and I mean, to be fair, I do not watch very many streamers, let alone VTubers. I just don't have that much time for watching videos on the internet lately. But, I haven't seen a lot of the different styles of model that are out there. Maybe there is one with lots of messy art. So hey, if you know of a VTuber that has art that's a bit messier, a bit closer to the style the artist used for Shalom's original art, you know, especially around the hair and stuff, you know, let me know. Let me take a look. I'd be very curious to see what they're doing and how their art looks. Okay, so that was the first part. Second part that looked a little bit off to me, and the parts that I've already done. Once I find the layer, it's gotta be around here somewhere. Okay, there it is. This one. I noticed when I was looking at the original again that it looks like it extends further down. And I think I like this little strand. It looks like this just kind of tapers into that tiny little strand, so I don't think I need to put it on a separate layer. So I want to make that look nice now. I'm not quite sure I'm going to do that. Not that this looks bad or anything, it's just, there's a lot of things around here. Let me take a look at the original again, because there were some other things here where I noticed that there's, like, a little loop going through here. Like, this is a hole that I covered up. And it's making it a little bit too straight. So I think I'm going to actually reduce the opacity on this. And I'm going to shave off some of the stuff on the side here. Because when it just got that straight, it was starting to look a little bit stiff. So I'll have to go back and redo the line art and stuff, but that's fine. If it makes it look better, it's worth doing. Okay. And then I just want to cut out a little bit over here. There we go. And I'll just fill all that in, make it look nice and just a little bit. But first I want to figure out how to kind of connect these strands, because you can see on the original, like, there was a firm black line going all the way through here. And even if when I look at my other reference, like, there's a very dark line there. And somehow I have to transition it from this down to this. I can do that. Okay. is the thing not doing the thing? Just press a little harder, I guess. Make the brush a bit smaller and press harder. Normally I make the brush a little bit bigger than what I need it to be, just so I don't have to press quite as hard on my tablet. It saves my hand muscles. And then get rid of some of the line over here. Yeah, I'll just get rid of it entirely for now, until I figure out how all this is gonna work. I'm not quite ready to hide my layers yet. I kind of want to connect these first. Okay, I am remembering how this works. I'm not sure how. I had some random pixel dirt over there, but I guess that's fine. We'll just get rid of it. And then this comes up and around here. And then the rest I need a little bit more precision for. But first I need to draw on the strand because it's not on this layer at all. Definitely don't want that weird pink in there. Weird pink artifacting colors that keep coming up. Really is just so bizarre. And then there's like these little gray lines around it. And I want to make sure to keep those there. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw them while I'm kind of blind and can't see what the hell I'm doing. Okay, now I should... I said I just drew that the right layer. Okay, I did. I was scared for a second. Okay, now I should be able to go and smooth everything out. And delay at the bottom so I can see. And now I can work on connecting these strands. This color might honestly just be a shadow color that I want to get rid of and handle shadows cast by hair parts onto other hair parts later. Okay, and so this is going to come into here. We're going to have the line through here. I'm not going to be too neat about it. I'm just getting some colors down so this way I'll be able to blend the colors together properly, and then I'll go through and add the line colors afterwards. I'm probably going to have to color pick for this line again. Color pick from the original, that is. But that's okay. What a strange little strand. Okay. Looking good. And now I just want to make this hole a little bit smoother and nicer. I don't think I've been separating a lot of those layers, but this far out I just really don't think I need to. Maybe I should, but it's so small and I don't want to make another layer. Oh my god, there's just too many to keep track of right now. If I change my mind later, I can. I can even change my mind once I start rigging it. Inochi 2D makes it super, super easy to just add another layer if you think you need one. I'm under the impression it's a bit harder to do that in Live 2D, but you don't have to worry about it at all with Inochi 2D. Now I kind of want this white to come up into here. There we go. Is there anything else in this layer I needed to fix? I don't think so. I do think it was just this stuff. Okay, and now I can put the lines back on. No problem. Sometimes it can be a bit disheartening to find errors and stuff you don't like in your pictures, but it's because it's like, oh man, I spent all this time drawing the thing, and now there's a problem, and I have to fix it. I have to do more work. Oh no. But it's fine. Not that bad. Just go in, fix it, and then your picture's just a little bit nicer. And it'll be okay. I promise. I promise it'll all be okay. Let's lock the layer again. Just because I think the shape is fine and it just needs... There we go. Okay. On to the next thing. Right here. Perfect. Found the layer already. Actually, I am going to do it with the strand on because I think having the strand off is part of what led to this problem. I just need to make the shapes here a little bit smoother. They were looking a bit weird. I will need to go through and make sure that they still look good, even with the other layers off. But for now, I can draw it with the strand in there and make sure that it flows well with the strand. That's important too. This is just another case of it just looked a little bit stiff. Okay. There we go. I think that should be good. Let's turn all the layers back on and take a look. Yeah, that's much better. Alright. And we come up here. Just trying to find the layer. There it is. This did not look good. This did not taper nicely, and it just looked blobby and round and terrible. And then this is going to be some more comparisons with the original. But when I was taking a look at that, I wasn't quite satisfied with the shape of the highlight here. Yeah, this one is much bigger here. And it does more like this. And then we have a light spot. I have the layer locked, right? I do. Good. And then we had a light spot coming up here. And I want to replicate. Just right through there. Like I did make mine a little bit rounder, but I think that's okay. And then a little bit right here. This isn't, again, just some stuff that, maybe not that important, but necessary for preserving the style of the original, and I really want to preserve as much as the style of the original as my skill level allows. Rounder. How about now? Okay, a little bit of a dark spot coming through here. And then it comes out a little bit more like this. Okay, how does that look when I zoom out? Another one of those cases of probably not how I would do it, but I do think it looks similar to the original. Close enough. Alright, so those were the big things I noticed. And now I want to take another look at this strand coming down right here. Like when I look at the original, is it supposed to be red or is it supposed to be white? So it has this little gap right here. But no, I do think it is supposed to be red, so I think this is right. Okay, cool. I don't have anything to fix there. Hooray! I get to be lazy. Now I'm gonna hide the original. Yep, because I'm seeing this little strand coming out over here. And I don't think I have that drawn at all. No. No, I do. It is somewhere. Can I just not separate it out from this layer? Yeah. I guess I decided I didn't need to. Okay, and yeah, because if it's on the back, if it's just a highlight in the back hair, then it's not necessarily a loose strand. Okay, that's a fair decision. I think my past self's decision is close enough. And now I kind of want to check here whether or not I extended that hair out a little bit too much. Because this does look a little bit odd. I might need to tuck this strand a little further back. I probably don't want it to extend over this one. I'll do a little bit of erasing here, and then I'll go back and clean it up. I'll hide the strands there. A little bit unfortunate. But it'll be okay. Let's try to get this a bit smooth and with a nice shape. These strands do need to be able to act independently to a degree. I get away with putting a little bit more through here. Oh, I probably have the layer locked. That would do it. Okay. And I get away with just making this a little bit smoother. And so I don't have this weird just gap going in like that. Does that stay completely underneath here? It does, okay. So I can do that much. This is probably just me being picky and being like, but I don't like that shape. Even though it's probably not actually an issue. Look, it's a VTuber model. I can be particular about the hair. I can be as particular about the hair as I want. Okay. Turn things back on until I inevitably have to go and turn them off again. So let's see, what's left here? I've got this strand, so I think it's just very back here. There are others. So the very back. Did I get all the underneath parts? I think I did. So we had that one. That one I did, yeah. So yeah, it is just the two back ones. Very nice. Let's get started. It's like we're 30 minutes in and I'm finally starting something new. Heck yeah. That's just the nature of cutting these things. They are perhaps a little bit detailed and absurd. It does take a lot to make some of these. And just think, I'm planning on keeping it simple. I don't even plan on doing that much body movement or any of the stuff that I could potentially do. Okay, and then if I look in the original, what I'm doing here is a strand that just sticks out and then goes back. So I don't want this to be too wide. I do want it to taper down into the strand. I am trying to leave myself a little bit of extra room for having some extra hair for head turns. But it does look like this is just a loose strand, basically. A loose strand that just happens to go a lot further up than what I normally do for loose strands. But that's alright. That strand can be how it wants. Okay. So I think this color's better. And I'll just extend it down like this. I think this is probably good enough. I don't think I want it to go all the way down to the layer that's below it. And I do want to make sure that it stays behind this one. And that is indeed what is happening here, so this is perfect. I do think I will smooth out some of these lines. It's like, to be fair, they are kind of like that in the original, but I think I'll draw them a little bit more carefully. Make them fairly thin, like how they are in the rest of the art. Trying to find this very dark color because I like it. I can make a nice little strand here. Let me hide this, just so I can see the lines on this side. Try to smooth them out just a bit. They're perhaps a little bit messy. A lot of that is just the transparency kind of freaking out. And now, like, I don't want to get rid of all the colors, but I just kind of want to go through and make sure that the colors are kind of starting to blend together a little bit. I guess before I go too much further into the lines, I should get all these colors the way I want them. I'm going to be painting over them to a degree. It's just kind of inevitable. I just wanted to make sure that I could get the base, the overall silhouette, looking good before I started coloring, because I like to lock the layer when I start getting the colors in like this. Yeah, does look like this goes all the way down. No, not that color, that color. Yes. I can make it a little bit thicker for my purposes. A little light here. I think that looks nice. Is that a hole, or I guess it is. Huh. Is there a hole right there? How strange. So what that hole that I was noticing was is this point where I didn't have any color down, so it was just transparent in that spot. And sometimes I discuss holes and stuff when discussing, when drawing other pictures. But those kinds of mistakes are much more important on models like, on VTuber models like this. Just because once things start moving, the transparency in that hole is going to be much more obvious as colors that don't necessarily belong start leaking into it. Because it's like just... I think it has to do with the nature of how our eyes spot interest and danger, in that if something's still, we're much less likely to notice it than we are if it's moving. And so once those mistakes start actually moving, they're that much easier to spot. So very important to make sure that there's no excess pixel dirt or other stuff that will just move and confuse things. So people will be much more likely to notice once the picture is actually moving. Even if it seems invisible here, do not assume that it will be invisible once the model starts moving. That's a very dangerous game to play. And personally, I find it easier just to fix these mistakes before I start rigging. Because it's just kind of a pain to have to go back to the drawing program and then, you know, make the corrections, load it back into the rigging program, put it on the right layer, all of that stuff. It just gets really unwieldy. And while the Inochi 2D is very forgiving in this regard, you'll be able to correct these mistakes. It's still a bit of a hassle. I prefer just to get as much as my brain can think of correct the first time around while I'm in the art program. Okay, I think that's the back strand there. You see your glorious bald head with bangs and a couple of loose strands sticking out. And it looks like she lost an argument with the lawnmower. Alright. So this strand. I'm gonna turn the layers back on for a second, actually. I know I just turned the one off because I was planning on getting right to work on it, but now I realize I kind of have to think. So this layer exists... I mean, in the original it goes behind the shoulders. Like, it's probably long. And just going behind her shoulders. Like, there's probably no distinction between this hair that I cut above this line and this hair going all the way to the back. In fact, when I go to separate the back hair, after I do some stuff with the body, I probably will use this as part of the back hair. But I can't just... I really can't just leave this as part of the... or use it only for back hair, because I need something to cover up this part of the head. And that seems to be what that part is doing. It's like she has an ear that helps, but you can see there's even this little spot right here. You know, I hadn't drawn the ears right yet. I think I'm gonna do an ear real quick. Okay, let me make sure I have the ear cut out properly. I want to see what this looks like with ears. See how much I have to worry about that strand, because I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it. I just know that I need something to cover the side of the head here when there's head turns and stuff, so I might still need it regardless. But let's put the ears in. I think her ears are a bit strange looking, honestly. But hopefully I can get them looking fairly okay. Let me check on the original here. Yeah, just firmly behind her hair. I think that's just what I'll have to do with mine as well. Just keep it behind her hair, and I don't have to worry about where it connects to the head quite as much. I'm trying to keep the implications of line art as usual, but make sure that there's no excess. It's going to be a bit of a thing to redraw, I can already tell. Fortunately, it's a small area. It's not going to take that long. Actually, no, I'm going to use my high opacity brush first. Just my hard brush to get rid of all the strands, and then I'll use my airbrush to blend it. Okay. So we have the shadow part kind of leading up here, and then we have this light part kind of going along the top here. I'll let it go along the side as well. I think I'm zoomed in a little bit too close. I think I can afford to leave on the background now. Okay. So this is all part of the strand. I probably want to take this color and go all the way across here. This color and go up here. This color and go in here. And this color and go through here. Maybe this color is a little bit better. Yeah, there we go. And then I start doing some work to get rid of that weird red artifacting that's driving me nuts. Okay. And then, yeah, this is part of the hair too, so I want to get rid of that. Through here, probably down through here. Just making sure that there's no signs of hair left over. Not have any hair on this ear. Okay, and then here is that. But honestly, it also makes for decent enough shadow color. I should probably use that one. Yeah, this one's a little better, honestly. Get a little shape like this. And I think that's roughly what her ear would look like without hair. The color is just roughed in slightly. And now I'll blend them. Have it match up stylistically with the level of blending everywhere else. Really have no idea what's going on with these ears, though. Maybe this artist is like me and does not like drawing ears. So just made vaguely ear shape, and called it good. Covered it with hair. Something like this, I guess. Very pointy. It's funny because I never see any Fan art of this character with pointy ears. But honestly, I think the pointy ears kind of suits her. She has a... She's a scary lady. Most of the characters in Path to Nowhere are pretty scary, honestly. But it really is that pointy, because I did not change the silhouette at all. Yeah, I kept that very much the same. How does that look? I guess that's fine. Let me just hide this so I can get some of the lines going around it. Keep that line art that this artist used. Make it a little bit less red. I'm pretty sure that's just from the hair. Make it thinner where it needs to be thinner. All that good stuff. I noticed it was a little bit redder in a couple of areas, so I'll keep that. Okay, I guess that's an ear. Let's see, how does it compare to what was on the original? It was quite messy on the original. Okay, there's a couple of spots I want to fix. Like, there's supposed to be a light right there. And I don't have that. Okay. So I'm color picking from the original, and I'm just gonna put that in. And then there's a dark spot right here. Once again, color picking from the original, and I'll just go put it in. Kinda guess where it's supposed to be. Maybe it's like this. So right now I'm trying to figure out what's underneath the hair. And it's a bit tricky. Especially for me, who does not draw ears very often. Lately I've just been covering them with hair. I should probably stop doing that. Never gonna figure out how to draw ears if I do not, you know, draw ears. Okay, a little bit more through here. The rest I think looks okay though. I guess right here should be a little bit darker. We can lighten it up a little bit as it gets further away. Okay, I think I want this light area to extend a little further out this way. There we go. Okay, yeah, that looks much better. See, in this case, I just looked at it for a little bit and I could see, something's not quite right, so I went and fixed it. Okay. And now I'm gonna have to move this ear to where I think it'll be in the cluster of hair, which is gonna be somewhere like here. Okay. So yeah, you can see there's a little bit of hair. A little bit of the head showing through there, but I think I can cover that up with this. Let me hide the front bang there. And I'll just extend this a little further down. And that'll cover that hole. So I may not need that other strand on the top at all, actually. me see, where is the side? Okay. Yeah, maybe... Let me look at the original again real quick. This part is already going much further down than perhaps it should. I actually probably should take this back a little bit. Push it more up this way. I'll have to clean a lot of this up in a little while, so I'm just gonna put things down. Like I'm totally blind at the moment, but that is okay. Then I can't draw on top of this, right? Yeah. So I don't want to hit on top of that. And then if I hide the original, it's like there's going to be a big gap down there, but that'll be fine because the back hair will show through there. So maybe I don't actually need this extra strand that I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do with. I might just be able to do it with these strands. Because this is a really weird one that straddles the line between front and back hair. So, yeah, I think I might just leave this to the back hair, honestly. In that case, I probably want this little strand. I do think I want that tiny little strand, though. It's very cute. And that one looks like it's more in front. It was probably part of what was making me think that the rest should be in front. Okay. Time to hide some layers. I will have to hide the ear, but I'm gonna keep it there for just a sec. Alright. Before I fix that hair, I'm gonna go ahead and put the strand out of this one. I think just being able to use the ear to cover up part of her head and then use the other hair to cover up the rest might be enough. This is where my inexperience as a rigger shows. I'm not quite sure how much side hair I need in order to get these head turns to look nice. That is something that will come with practice. Alright. I'll just go ahead and make this tiny little guy look nice. Send him all the way on up. And give him lines. I don't think I want lines all the way to the bottom. That seems to be something fairly consistent with this artist style, where they don't always go all the way to the bottom, and I think that's kind of cool. Alright, how's that? Looking good. So now I can... No. Where'd it go? Right there. Okay. Kind of go back to correcting this. Okay. Like I was saying before, you kind of want to keep it a bit round. If you can help it. Something like this. Should make for a fairly solid clump. I don't want to be this far zoomed in. Hurt my eyes. This is fine. And do I have the part that I don't want to color over? Yeah, right here. As much as I can get away with. Just to give myself a little bit of extra room to work. Something like this. There we go. And in here. Make this nice and smooth. And that should be fine. Just need to color it all in now. Start today fixing some errors with this one. And we're right back at it. That's how it goes sometimes. And there we go. Not nice and easy. Alright, let's turn all the layers back on. Because that should be the last thing I have to do, actually. And now suddenly we have ears too. Okay. One side of the hair done until I decide to go add the hair related shadows. You know, shadows from the hair, casting shadows on other strands of hair. I haven't even started on the shadows that will actually cast on the head. I was looking at the art for that the other day, actually, just out of curiosity. I didn't remember changing that much about the forehead, and indeed, I don't think I actually did. The shadows that this artist uses on from the hair are actually quite subtle. Unlike me, who likes big ol' noticeable shadows. Alright, so now just have to think. How exactly do I want to tackle this other side now? I guess starting with the one in front is the way to go. As you can see, there's a couple of gaps, like here, here, right here. I'm gonna have to make sure I get filled in. Alright. Let's go in and see how I separated all this. Oh my god, there's so many layers. I'm already in pain. Okay, so we have tiny loop. We have tiny strand. Of course, I don't see it because there's stuff underneath. Alright. We'll do the front ones. And do that big old front bang there. And get a feel for where I actually put all these layers in the order that they're currently in. I've been working the other side for so long that I'm not sure exactly how all of this is laid out. I don't remember what my past self did. That was like, what, 2 days? 2 or 3 days ago? How am I supposed to remember that? Okay. So I separated it much like... Oh wow, that was even more thorough in my separation here. Okay. I'll start with the biggest one. Alright, so strands that come out. This one's already pretty thoroughly gone. I just need to get rid of the line here. Cool. This looks like the line color. Maybe. I'm on the wrong layer. Okay. I'll just go on up here. Put this line back in. And then we'll smooth things out. Right now I'm doing the line first, just to help me get the shape of how the strand is going to be correct. See down here. Trying to get these to connect nicely. I think I want a different color for my background. Let's try white. That gray was blending in with the background for a little bit, so I needed to change it so I could actually see what I'm doing. Could not see anything at all like that. That's why one of the many reasons I prepare all these different colored backgrounds for when I do projects like this. You have to be much more thorough in cleaning things up, so I really want to make sure I can see every tiny aspect of the picture. Is leaving too many artifacts behind and too much pixel dirt or holes or all of that stuff will cause problems later. Gotta look out for your future self sometimes. Look, they take care of a lot of your problems. They will shoulder a lot of your burdens. You might as well help them out when you can. You can see here I don't like the shape of this very much, so I'm just kinda taking my line color and being very liberal with it. There we go. Oh yeah, that shape's so much nicer. Okay. And this actually was like this on the original, if I recall. I'm gonna go back to gray just because the white hurts my eyes a little bit. There we go. Yeah, it didn't actually lead into strands or anything. It just kind of did that, and I'm not sure how to read it, honestly. You can see here, there is a shadow right there. I think it is there on the original too, yeah. It just has these couple of loose strands, I guess, that just happened to coincidentally end at the exact same spot that the clump itself does. Okay. Need to Turn off the original so I can see what I'm doing. Oh, I guess I'll just leave them like that. Feels a bit strange, but... Get rid of some of these colors that I'm pretty sure are not supposed to be there. Okay, so that covered a lot, got rid of a lot of the bad colors. There's still a few more over here. Wait, did I not have the layer locked? Oh no. Oh no. Okay, well that's deeply unfortunate. Let me hide this front bang here. Oh yeah, I need to clean up all that too. Okay, I don't think I've done too much cleaning here. I just need to... Gonna hide the ear. Don't need it yet. I'll drop it in once it's time. Once I'm ready to figure out which hair it's supposed to be around, and once I clean out the ear that it's... or clean out the hair layer that has the ear drawn on it still. Until then, I'm not gonna worry about it at all. One thing at a time, and... oh man, this is quite a thing. Okay. Okay, so I don't really have to worry about this that much. Okay, let's... Somehow I completely forgot about this part of the hair. My brain was just willing it out of existence, I guess. I'm pretty sure this is just the strand on the front bang here. Yes. So I just want to completely take this out. Let's see. Actually, before I lock it, I do think I want to fill in over here a little. I don't know if I will need this little section that I'm drawing right now, but if I do, it will be there for me. I tend to just like to smooth out the hair shapes a little bit. All that good. It gives me some kind of guideline for how I should be thinking about it. Let me check on the front again. Oh, I wonder where that came from then. I guess it is just part of the front. Okay, I will smooth this out then. We'll just bring this dark color up here and into this. I'm probably at the point where I can lock it. And then this should go through here. This won't have a shadow, so I'm going to let it continue out like this and up like this. This slightly lighter color can continue up like this too. And that I think is just a shadow from the hair strand that I'm trying to get rid of here. This one I actually think looks good, so we'll keep it. No, I changed my mind. It's strictly from the hair strand. There we go. Now strand is gone. And now I can just happily go through and shade all the things. Get all the colors right. Get all the various lights where they should be. All that good stuff. I'm really doing my best to try to style match as best I can. A little bit hard for me. I don't know what's going on here. I'm gonna look at that later. I'm gonna pick from my other reference here. There's something went horribly wrong on that spot up there. Yep, something definitely went horribly wrong up there. It's supposed to be dark like this. Maybe I covered over those colors more than I wanted to. I kind of want to keep these colors in there so I can use them. There we go. That's much better. I think this is okay though. Probably want the pink, not the gray, but the light color right here seems correct. Maybe I should take it from down here. There we go. It looks a bit nicer. I'm gonna use that for over here too. I hadn't really touched the highlights that much, but this one has a bunch of weird blue stuff in it that I don't think is supposed to be there. So I'm trying to do just enough to push the colors that I think are supposed to be there back into it. Although I did have to do a little bit of highlight redrawing, so hopefully I can imitate that nicely. This artist uses very subdued hair highlights, so I really want to make sure that I get those right. And let me see, I kind of want to smooth out this little gap. There we go. And I also know that there was a gap between this and some of the hair further down. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, that's right, it's doing the stuff on her shoulder first. Maybe I should put that section into its own group. Yeah, right here. Part of this does need to come from this front bang, I think. What's gonna fill in there? Yeah, all the other stuff is further down. I do want to fill in over here. And I'll go back and fix the overall shape after I'm happy with how that part's been filled. Okay. There we go. We just gotta round this guy out a little bit more. Probably just cut a little bit too much when I was separating it initially. Not a big deal. Look at how not a big deal that is. I only needed a few minutes just to fill that in the way I wanted it to be. Oh man, I was just looking at it for a second and I'm happy with how the eyes came out. I was a bit worried because in the original they weren't completely symmetrical, and for my own sanity, I wanted to make them symmetrical for my rig. But I think they still very much look like Shalom. Okay, back. Making all the colors right. And just fixing all the shading and all that good stuff. And I don't mind having this little light area in there. I think it looks nice. I can kind of see that there's these dark areas kind of connect right through there. So I'm gonna do it like that. And there's some colors here that don't look quite right, so let's see, which one do I think is right? Maybe one of these? I feel like this might actually be too dark. I do think, oh no, no, this is a good color. We'll use this one. Yeah, that's definitely a good one. I think I made it a little bit too thick, so I'm going to go back in with my dark one underneath and thin it back out. And then I'll take this dark one too. Really push it out. Kind of how it was in the original. And I don't want this to be quite so thick. There we go. There's some more color down here because I think this is not quite correct. It's that weird hot pink that just keeps finding its way into my upscaled version. There we go. Hot pink and the weird grays. Like this, I think, may not necessarily be the right color, but I don't think it looks bad, so I'm not going to worry about it. Fortunately, it doesn't look like I have too many things I need to fix here. I do need to straighten out. Huh. Yeah, that's right, because I accidentally had that layer on. Okay. Let me make sure. Well, that actually bodes well for how seamlessly it all integrated. But I forgot that I had the layer on entirely. I was like, wait. Didn't I separate that? I did. I did separate it. There we go. Oh, right. And then there's also the spot around the eyes that probably I should just take out all the color around. Because that's just a little bit of transparency. Meant to show the eyelashes through the hair. Anime things. It's like on this art it was so subtle that I almost forgot about it. Okay. Oh no, I didn't have the layer locked while I was doing a lot of that. Okay. It looks like I had it locked for enough of it. Phew! Right, and then I'll come down here. And I just need to get these lines back on. The color is still a little bit hard to see, but I think that looks okay. I should probably check against white, honestly. Yeah. It looks like a little bit got outside. That's fine. That's totally fine. And I think that is where I will end for today. Let's go turn all the layers back on. Well, wait, hold on. Nope, we got an error on the tip, and I want to do that right now. I will end once the strand is the way I want it. It was just looking a little, not great. Right there. Okay. Still not great. Just gotta go through and put those colors in, I think. And it should be okay. Look at the line there, was just a little bit too long. Okay, yeah, there we go. That's much better. Okay, now to go turn on all of the layers. All of them. Oh my goodness. There's so many. I'm gonna have to fix and void fill all of that. I'm terrified. Alright. But I do think it's looking pretty good. Look at that right side, or left side rather. This side. The side I finished. It's like, yeah. Looking pretty good. So now I just gotta do that to the other one. That'll probably take a few more days, but once the hair is done, I think that's the biggest hurdle. Because, like, I mean, the body is big, but I don't plan to separate it nearly as thoroughly as I'm doing the face here. And just not quite as necessary. I don't plan to do that much body movement, just enough to make the turning side to side interesting. I don't even plan to do any foot movement at all. Feet are going to be glued in place. Oh. Anyway, thank you all for coming. If you'd like me to take a look at any of your creative projects, whether that be art, writing, coding, game design, any creative pursuit you can think of, feel free to message me on Twitter or Instagram and I'll take a look. Or maybe leave some comments. So, see you tomorrow. Goodbye.